Iron Talk is brought to you by Case IH. For more information about the full line of Case IH equipment and how you can boost your productivity, visit caseih.com. Case IH, for those who demand more.
On a previous show, we talked about dealing with corn stalk residue. What do you do with all those stalks? Well, one answer is baling them up and getting them out of the field. Now, for many farmers, it's a great option of dealing with that residue. You take some of that excess residue away, especially as you have 200 plus bushel corn. You end up with that many more stalks and leaves out in the field. If you can get rid of them and find a positive use like livestock feed, that's a big benefit. But there are some cons to baling up corn stalks, and I wanted to discuss some of those today. Some things that you probably think about and others that maybe you haven't thought about before. Just to give a list, some of the downside of baling corn stalks would be lost nutrients, which is pretty obvious when you're hauling away the residue, conservation benefits that you're losing, whether it's soil erosion from wind or water, lost potential organic matter, less food for bacteria and soil life in your fields, and finally, less moisture holding capacity in your field. Well, it's hard to put a dollar figure on conservation benefits or soil life out in your field or less water holding capacity, but we can put a dollar figure on your loss of nutrients. So for a corn stalk bale, what we'll normally figure is that a ton of corn stalk residue will have about 17 pounds of nitrogen, 5 pounds of phosphorus, and about 50 pounds of potash. The economic value right now at today's current prices is roughly $28 per ton of residue. And normally what we'll figure for residue in a field, for every 40 bushels of corn, we'll have roughly a ton of residue. So at 200 bushel corn, we've got roughly 5 tons. So 5 tons times $28 of value of lost nutrition in the field is about $140 per acre if you baled all the stalks up. Now, most farmers are not baling every little scrap of crop residue out there. They're shooting for half or maybe 2/3 of the stalks. So if you're baling about half of your corn stalks, figure that you're taking about $70 of nutrition out of that field that you have to replace with added fertilizer or added manure going into the next crop. That's all for today's Iron Talk, and now back to the show.